Kevin Hart's Zero Ucks Given.
Yes.
Zero Ucks Given, playing on Netflix now, just dropped on the 17th. Brand new for the holiday, right?
Right on time for the holiday.
That's right. Kevin Hart stand-up.
Yeah.
So here's our synopsis here. In the years of COVID, comedians have found interesting ways to ply their trade. D.L. Hewley fell out on stage.
Okay.
Dave Chappelle's in Springfield
Right.
on outdoor stage.
Yep.
But Kevin Hart must have the most unique idea of them all. His latest stand-up comes from the basement rec room of his home, where he gives his perspectives during COVID-19, right?
Yep.
Let me just say, first of all, I watched it twice. And I pick up different, when you watch things, you pick up different things each time.
Yeah.
But this stand-up, I have to say that out of all of Kevin Hart's stand-up, I enjoyed this one the best. This one was no holds barred.
Yeah.
The other ones were more about, and he's even said it, like relating to the various demographics coming into the big arenas where he plays. But this one is intimate. It's in a nice, large rec room in his basement, laid out with seats, stage, everything.
It's beautiful.
And he brings some topics up that are hilarious. He's got this one where he talks about he has to accept his daughter liking boys.
Yeah.
And then he said that she said, well, I like this boy. And then she said, I don't like that boy anymore. I like this boy.
Right.
And then I don't like that boy. I like this boy now. And then you have to watch how he brings this all together. He has, his mind, he worked meticulously on these jokes. You could tell it's meticulously laid out, and you're just gonna enjoy it. What you got to say about it?
He's hilarious. I love the stand-up, and I love the atmosphere. It was intimate, like you said. It's in his home, right? And you can just tell he was really comfortable, and it was just hilarious. I love when he talks about his family, and the way he is so relatable, because what he talks about, everyone can relate to it, right? Everyone. Right. So, and I love his perspective, because it makes you go, okay, and it makes you think about when you were younger, right, in an elementary school, right, and you're like, okay, yeah, I can see, but yeah, it's just hilarious. And then I love too how you do get to see his family, a little bit, small portion of it. You get to see his beautiful family.
You get to see the home that they built from the ground up. See, that's success right there. See, success is not really moving into homes that were already lived in. Right. Success is moving into your own home that you laid out, that you built from the ground up. See, most of the time, people will get 50 years out of a home. That's basically their home. They might be in there, depending on how old they are, probably about 50 years, because they had to do apartments first, and then housing. Right. And then when they build their own home, if they are fortunate to do so, they usually stay there about 50 years. So they've got the best out the house before it begins to settle. Yes. Right?
And their children, they get to grow in the house, right? Grow up in that home.
And the house begins to settle.
Right.
And when the house begins to settle, then all the leaking and all that comes. So that when you come in to a 50 or 75-year-old home, you're picking up and having to do to it what the one who built it from the ground up never had to deal with, right? So it's always best. That is the dream. Yes. That is actually the dream.
Yes.
Right? Anything else is...
Yeah. You know what? I was so happy when you told me that Kevin Hart had a new stand-up, right? Mm-hmm. Because right now, dealing with this COVID, I think what he gave everyone is a gift to the world, right? Because right now, we need some laughter, right? Mm-hmm. So everyone has got to have either a family member or a friend, right? That's dealing with COVID, right? So all prayers go out to everyone, right? And so just to bring some laughter, just to get everyone's mind off of what's actually going on, you know, in the world is a great gift. It's an early Christmas gift to everyone.
Yeah, it's an early Christmas gift. You will be entertained by this stand-up.
You heard it so good. He watched it twice. Well, the first time I watched it, the second time I was listening to it while you were playing it. So
but it's it's like it's amazing. It's a different style for him. He's more edgy on this one than he usually is. So let's go through everything and let's mark it here. So cinematography is a 10. Storyline, through line. The way he opens up the piece, he opens up and, like my wife said, he introduces you to the family.
Right.
And they're all sitting there in the in the bedroom. Right. And the little boy, and you find out that his wife is pregnant with their next child, right? Right. And then you see the son and you see the daughter, and you see the little son. And then he says, well, I got to go down to the basement and do some work. So as he's passing through, he looks at some of his posters. And then he comes across and he has Richard Pryor, and then he has Bernie Mac and Dave Chappelle. And he says, greatest of all times. And he says, legend. Yep. And then he said, Dave Chappelle is his inspiration. Then he grabs the mic and he goes out there, and there's an audience. And then it begins. You have to see this one where he talks about Seinfeld and how he brings it back, right? So it's very interesting. So the storyline, through line, even within his jokes, this is the storyline, through line. That's a 10. Character arc, taking him from leaving the bedroom to going out and doing the stand-up. There's definitely an arc there because he takes you to a different place than he usually goes, right? Stand-up skill, the way that he brings something more, I don't want to say it's more gritty, right? It's more in the black comedy clubs material. That's a 10. Wardrobe, that's a 10. Location, at his home, in the basement, laid out, rec room, that's a 10. Story beats, how he connects stories to the next movement within the jokes, that's a 10. Believability, believing what he is saying in the stand-up, that's a 10. Historic fact, him giving information about, he talks about public school versus private school, and I had to say, that's true though. That's a 10. So what would you give 0 ups given?
I would, definitely give it a 10 for the same reasons. And I also love how he gave you his opinion, or shall I say his personal response to some things that had been said about him by the media, right? So I love how he, gave them a piece of his mind. And he was right on point. And he did it with a lot of humor, and he just did a great job.
And he talks about social media. And in a big way.
A big way.
So it is most definitely something to watch. It is thought-provoking. It is well worth the watch. I give it a 10. It's on Netflix. 0 given, right?
Watch it through the holiday season. You watch Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Eve.